Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and welcome back to Leak Busters. Now, for those of you new to this series, this is the series where I take a fake leak that somebody on the internet made up out of nowhere and said, hey, this is a leak, and I'm going to be taking that and recreating it, proving that it is false. A lot of you guys really like this series, so here's another episode for you. Now, this episode of Leak Busters is sponsored by GAOMON again. This time around, they sent me the PD156 Pro, and if you want more info on that, it'll be at the end of this video. So the way that this video is going to work is I'm going to first show you the image and prove to you why it's false, and then I'm going to be recreating the image. And I will be recreating the image using the PD156 Pro, so that'll sort of give you an insight as to how it has helped me with this recreation. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into the leak in question. So as you can see here, this is just a very, interesting photo, I guess. I think what the creator was trying to go for was like that end scene thing that we get on a lot of episodes where it's like, hey, there's this sort of collage of just random images at the end of the video, kind of. I think that's what they were going for. Now, obviously, the big thing that makes this like a quote-unquote leak is that Aurora is Queen Bee, I guess. I don't know, if this was to actually happen, she might be called something different, not entirely sure. But that's besides the point. I doubt that she will actually be Queen Bee, but I guess there's a possibility, but that's not the point of this video. So the very big indication as to why this is fake, well, I mean, aside from just common sense that this isn't, we've never seen a leak even remotely close to this. I mean, I think they were going for an end screen kind of thing, but it just doesn't even look like one. But the dead giveaway is the ladybug stance there. That's a very commonly used poster art image for, different posters and various advertisement stuff. So that's the dead giveaway here. But also Marinette and Aurora in the bottom is just, those are also very commonly seen photos. So it's not like there's anything super special about them. There's nothing really unique about this image. It's just a bunch of different images put together and said, hey, here's a leak from season 4. But yeah, there's the leak. Let's go ahead and hop right into Photoshop and show you how to recreate it. So I've got the leak here dragged into Photoshop, and you can see it is a weird resolution. It's not full 1080p, but that's okay because I will make it 1080p. So the first thing that went through my head was, okay, I've got to find the background image to this photo. So I went through the, 2, maybe 3 episodes that she was in. And as I was going through those, I found this image. And hey, that looks oddly familiar, wouldn't you say? For those of you guys wondering, this is from The Puppeteer 2, which was definitely the best episode in Season 3, or best episode of all time, definitely. But anyway, I mean, if you needed more proof as to why this leak was fake, I don't know what to do, because, it's pretty much, I mean, I guess I'll prove it even further here later, but, I mean, just having the main background image is probably enough proof, I would say. But anyway, I think it's time to make it blue, so I'm just going to take a square and, put it over this thing. And I'm going to go ahead and make it blue. This blue should be fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the opacity filter thing to color. Now, this is obviously a weirder blue. It's definitely not exactly what I'm going for. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, well, maybe instead of that, let's just duplicate it. That's a little bit easier. Why are you giving me error sounds? I don't like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to change it to overlay instead and maybe drop the opacity. That gives us, there's this weird filter on here. This is, really bright orange, and it's just, it looks weird. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing that because I just don't like the look of it. But, yeah, this looks a lot better, I would say. It's not, I suppose I could probably change the color to be a little bit more turquoise, tealish. Maybe match it a little bit better. That looks pretty close, I would say. It's not 100%, but I would say it's pretty close. Before we go any further, though, let's go ahead and get rid of this watermark. I'll go ahead and rasterize the layer, and just sort of draw around here. Luckily, Photoshop makes it pretty easy to get rid of things like this. So you can just draw around here with your graphics tablet or your mouse, whichever you prefer. Fill content aware, and boom, it's done. Although it's not perfect, so... whoops, that is not what I meant to click. We're gonna go fill. We're gonna just do that content aware again, and boom, it's fixed it all up for us. And then right here is a little bit weird as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that same thing. Photoshop is very nice when it comes to this stuff. So, yeah, and then we can just go in here, get rid of this one. And that's pretty good. And you have to remember, this up here is going to be sort of blocked out, so I probably didn't even need to do that necessarily. I just like to do that because, I don't know, I think it makes it look a little nicer. So yeah, okay, we got our base done. Now, what should we do next? I guess let's just do Ladybug next, I suppose. I don't know. Here's Ladybug. Like I said, this is just a very common transparent image that you can find on the internet if you type in Ladybug, Miraculous Ladybug transparent. Let's see here. Is she flipped? She is flipped. So we will just go flip horizontal. Boom. Okay, so now it's just a matter of getting the sizing correct. Usually what I do with this actually is I try to fit the leak towards, let's see, this looks like it's, I don't like that scaling though. Okay, I'm just gonna undo all that because I don't like the way that that ended up turning out. We're just gonna keep it like that and then just use this as a reference, and we won't try to copy it exactly for how it is. Okay, so the foot, I'm just like trying to analyze here exactly like where this intersects. So this line right here, the foot's like sort of resting on that. So let's see which line. It's very hard to tell with how blurry it is. I think it's right here. So it's like that. Yeah, that looks about right. And then it looks like it's probably a little bit higher than that. Okay, cool. All right, that looks pretty good, I would say. Pretty good. All right, I like that. I'm liking the look of that so far. Now, as far as the queen bee side of this goes, there's actually a nice transparent, well, I guess it's not transparent yet. Luckily, if it's a white background, we can typically just go use the magic wand tool, transparent it out, although it is a little bit jaggedy. So maybe we, where's the, I guess anti-alias is already on. That's not nice. Maybe if we turn up that a little bit. It's good enough, I don't care too much. We'll just go ahead and remove that. If I wanted to, I could obviously make it look nicer, but that's not really the point of this video. This point is just to show you how to do it. Let's look at the foot formation here. There we go. That looks about right. So obviously this is Chloe and not Aurora. So what we have to do is find a nice face of Aurora. Now, I did not take the time to go through and find the exact face. Same thing with this and this face. I did not go to find the exact faces, but that's okay. I think we can get a good enough point across if we just use a more basic face. So let's see. I think I was going to use this one for the queen bee side of things. And we'll go ahead and add this in. Add this in. Control J, delete the previous thing, and boom, okay, we got this. Sweet. So this is going good so far. So now it's just a matter of fitting her face onto Chloe's face. And there's probably actually some applications that could do this a lot better with like AI and stuff, but I did not want to do that. And it's actually pretty convenient because this rotation of the head is actually pretty close. So what we can do is, well, first of all, we're gonna need to remove that. So this is where the tablet comes into play. So with the eraser tool, we can go ahead and erase very easily with this. And yeah, it just makes it so much easier with a tablet, because it really makes using the mouse feel like you're drawing with butter, and it's really much more enjoyable to do this. And you know, I wonder if this relieves stress. I wonder if there's like an academic study that says, yeah, drawing with a tablet relieves stress. I'm sure there's an academic study for just drawing in general, which, I mean, I'd have to look it up, but there you go. It's probably better than drawing with a mouse, I would say. Okay, enough rambling on. We're actually pretty close to already being done. Power of the tablet. This would take forever with the mouse and keyboard. Although keyboard, you don't really need a keyboard. Okay. Anyway, there we go. We are done. That's how simple it was and easy. So we can either, the two options that we have here is either take the mask out and the hair out, or we could remove the face or this itself. I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take the mask, and then I'm also going to take the hair separately. So I'll just wrong thing. There we go. Make sure we're duplicating the right thing. And then I will also do the hair, so we can go like this. Now the hair can be a lot more loose because this is not that big. So we go like that, and then we can just drag. Uh-oh. I did bad. Wrong thing. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now, this is looking pretty good. So all we have to do is fit her face onto here, and then we should be good to go as far as that side of thing. Actually, if I'm being quite completely honest here, I don't think, yeah, so we don't even need Queen Bee's hair in here, so we can actually get rid of that. Cool, coolioso. Now, for the purpose of making this video not 10 hours long, this other stuff is, I'm just gonna do a time lapse of it, and we will do this last because I like to end on a good note. So I will just do a time lapse of all this stuff, and then I will see you when we're actually doing the hair and stuff. Okay, so as you can see here, I have obviously gotten a new head because I didn't want to draw hair in specifically, so I just found another one. Now it is a little bit different, but they probably just used a different screenshot, and so they just took that. This may even be an entirely different character from something different that just matches the photo better. It's just such a bad quality, we can't really tell. Not entirely sure, but I think it gets the job done nicely. So now what we can do is, well, first of all, I don't think I fully turned off this one, so that'll make... Okay, so maybe that's why this looks a little bit weird. We can go ahead and fix this a little bit. There we go. That looks a little bit better. And then we can just stretch her face a little bit, let the smudge tool bring it out. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Okay, next, let's go ahead and get rid of Queen Bee's extra head here that we don't necessarily need. Just gonna erase it off the face of the earth like this. Ta-da! Boom. Now her face is gone. Okay, so next I think I'm gonna add some black streaks in here. I think the way I'm gonna do that is just simply gonna take a black pen and I'm just gonna draw some black streaks on here to sort of just match with the theme. Right, because that's sort of what it looked like on here, right? Yeah, those are some black streaks every once in a while. So we'll just add that too. Nothing too special about it, you know? And then to make it flow a little bit better, we're going to change the mode to, hopefully, I don't know if that's a thing. Sometimes they're not always the best. Okay, nothing there really fit very well. So maybe I'll just drop down the opacity. There we go. That doesn't look too bad, I don't think. I mean, obviously, this looks a lot more yellow, and it's like, I don't know, it just looks weird. And that's part of the magic of making leaks, right? You don't have to make it look perfect, because in the end, you're just going to do something to make the quality look bad. So like this, I'm pretty sure was just taken off of a monitor. And then obviously there's some sort of like weird saturation filter, which let's actually go ahead and try to add that real quick. Because I don't know specifically what was done, but if we just go to like, I don't know, saturation and make this a yellow. Yeah, see, instantly that makes everything look a lot weirder. Now, it's not the exact thing we're going for, but you get the idea. It makes it all look distorted, and which is very, I mean, can't say it's the exact same kind of thing, but there might even be a better one on here to illustrate that. It might be hard mix, just at a lower setting, lower opacity, maybe. That doesn't actually look too bad. That looks pretty similar, I would say. Obviously, there are a couple weird things going on, but Sarah. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't hard mix, but anyway, you get the idea. There's different things, there's different applications and different settings that you can easily do to change a lot of this stuff and make it look really weird and distorted and just change the overall look of it. So I'm pretty sure that's it, right? I mean, obviously they used a different circle image and faces and stuff like that, but I mean, assuming that I had the time to, you know, cipher through every single time that Aurora appears, or Aurora, I think her name is, assuming I had that time, I definitely would have found the exact frames and stuff, but since I don't have that time, I didn't. So I had to improvise, but I think I did a pretty good job. You can rate my job down in the comments below. But yeah, I would call this leak recreated regardless of how accurate it is. The previous ones I've tried to make like super accurate, but this one, we had to pull some strings a little bit because otherwise it would have just taken too much time. But yeah, let's just go ahead and transition into the GAOMON PD-15.6 Pro. So like I said at the beginning of this video is sponsored by GAOMON. Now this time around, they went ahead and sent over the PD-156 Pro. Here's the box. If you can still hear me from behind here, it's a pretty big box. This is the mid size. They have a small, a mid, and a large size. This is actually the large size, which I'll talk about here later. As far as what you get in the box, you obviously get the box, and then obviously you get the tablet, and you see this is a nicely sized tablet. And then you get a nice carrying case, and now this carrying case is actually really high quality, and I really like it. It's like a leather type, it's really nice and high quality. Then you get the manual, a little like microfiber cloth, the glove, obviously the pen and a pen holder with nibs, extra nibs in there. And then obviously the cables, and you also get a stand. So yeah, this is a really nice, you get a lot of stuff with it. Now, just like always, I'm gonna read off some specs for you, for those of you guys who are like looking for specific stuff. So the resolution is 1920 by 1080, which is very standard. The GAOMON is 88% NTSC. The pen is a battery free, so you don't have to charge it. It has 9 express keys, plus 1 OSD switch button. The display itself is 15.6 inches. The contrast ratio is 1000:1. The pressure level is 8192, and there is more on screen for you if you want more detailed information. Now, one thing I like to talk about is who is this tablet made for? Who will maximize their ability with this tablet? If you're a beginner and you're just starting out doing art and you're like, well, maybe I'll be interested in it, maybe not, you don't know for sure, I would go with their lower end model. So I would not say that this tablet is for beginners unless if you're like really sure that you're going to be doing this like full time or something like that and you need the bigger display. So who is this for? I would honestly say for people who do it on a more professional level or like do it as a hobby but more frequently than, a beginner, and for a fact that this is something that you're going to be doing for multiple years. Because tablet displays are pretty expensive and you got to make sure that this is something that you want to invest in. Now, I think the big question is, should you go with the 15.6 inch display or this 21.5 inch display? Now, this PD-2200 is definitely for professional use. It's a 21.5 inch display. It's not really going anywhere. This thing is not portable at all, so it's best to have at a place that you're working at constantly every day. The PD-156 Pro is very portable, hence why they give you this. It's very easy to transport. Now, there's one feature about the PD-156 Pro that is really tempting me to switch from this as my main tablet driver to this, and that is this little spinny wheel thing here. This wheel is really helpful and very productive. The PD-2200 does not have a spinny wheel. This one just has like digital buttons that aren't even buttons. This one has like physical press buttons, so I don't know if that makes a difference. But basically with this, you can change between a couple different modes. You can change the pen size, the zoom in and zoom out, and just like the scroll. You can just scroll with it, and then you just press it to switch it, and then you scroll, and then it adjusts. And for me, switching the pen size and zooming in and out is so useful on this. The only downside I've seen with this so far is that when you change the modes, there's like a small 1 or 2 second delay, which is not that big of a deal, but it does you do have to pause a little bit because you have to wait for it to register. But that's the only bad thing about it, but it's still a huge time saver for me, and you don't have to use up a bunch of buttons, for zoom in, zoom out, change pen size, it's all in one button. So then you can use all these other buttons for something else that you might need, and it's extremely helpful. And plus it just doesn't take up very much space, so I can put this right here in front of me versus, obviously this has to be over here, whereas this one can be right here. So yeah, I'm very tempted to switch just to this one, so we'll see what I end up doing. I do really like the 21.5 inch display. It's an absolute dream to draw on this and to just do work stuff on this, just because there's so much flexibility and space for you to do what you need to do. But honestly, I don't feel like I'm limited on this one either. It's a very good size. So if you are a full-time artist and you have a workstation that you go to every day, you might want to get this one. But if you are, if you are limited on space, or you travel a lot, or you just really like this scroll wheel thing, this is definitely a good pickup for you. As always, if you want any of these things, they will be down in the description below, so definitely go check them out. And a big thanks to GAOMON for sponsoring this video. But anyway guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!
In Stormy Weather's world, it's Winter Wonderland for